My MIL started to cook all our meals after I got my inheritance, and I found out her sinister plan. She was confused when my husband got sick instead. The plant was dead, completely withered, despite being a hardy succulent that could survive anything. I stared at it while Carol busied herself in my kitchen, humming while she prepared another batch of her nutrition shake that was supposedly helping with my chronic fatigue. Fatigue that mysteriously started right after I inherited $4 million from my uncle's estate. Extra vitamins today, Lauren, she chirped, handing me the thick beige drink. You need your strength. I took it gratefully, made a show of sipping it, then waited until she turned to rinse the blender. The shake went straight into the new plant I'd positioned there yesterday. I'd been documenting this particular succulent's decline with daily photos. 6 months ago, I was running half marathons. Now, according to my symptoms, I could barely walk upstairs without collapsing. Dizzy spells, muscle weakness, heart palpitations, all starting 2 weeks after the inheritance came through, and Carol suddenly became concerned about my health. My husband Ryan was conveniently away on business trips more often, leaving his mother to care for me. She'd moved into our guest room, taken over all cooking, and insisted on preparing everything from scratch because preservatives make your condition worse. The thing is, I'm a pharmacist, and my symptoms were too perfectly aligned with chronic low-level poisoning, specifically ethylene glycol, antifreeze, which is sweet, easily masked in sugary drinks, and causes exactly what I was supposedly experiencing. But I needed proof before accusing my husband's mother of attempted murder, so I played along, acted weaker every day, let her increase the vitamin doses, started writing a will that would leave everything to Ryan if I died, making sure she saw me working on it. Carol practically glowed when she saw those draft documents. That's when I installed tiny cameras, not obvious ones. Medical testing equipment I told her was for monitoring my heart rate throughout the house. She believed it because she needed to believe her plan was working. I also started sending the shakes to my friend at the toxicology lab. Each sample came back with increasing levels of ethylene glycol, not enough to kill quickly, just enough to cause organ failure over time. A perfect slow murder that would look like a mysterious illness. The recording that changed everything came 3 weeks ago. Carol was on the phone with Ryan while making my morning shake. Another month, maybe 2, she said. The poor thing is getting so weak. You need to seem more concerned when you're home this weekend. Yes, I know it's hard to pretend. Once you inherit, we can finally buy that beach house. Your father never would have wanted her to have that money anyway. Ryan, my husband of 8 years, the man who cried at our wedding, was discussing my murder like a business transaction. I texted my lawyer immediately, then the police. Then I made a decision that probably saved my life. I started doubling the doses in the plant while pretending to drink more eagerly. I'm feeling a bit better, I announced one morning. Maybe we should see that specialist you mentioned? Carol's face tightened. No need for expenses. Let's stick to the natural remedies. That afternoon, she made me 2 shakes instead of 1. The detective I'd been working with had enough evidence but wanted to catch them discussing the plan together. Ryan was coming home that weekend for our anniversary. How romantic. Celebrating while plotting my death. I suggested we have a family dinner. Carol cooked, of course. She made Ryan's favorite pot roast, garlic bread, and a special soup just for me, easier to digest. What she didn't notice was the camera in the centerpiece, or that I'd switched our bowls when she went to get the bread. Ryan arrived with flowers and chocolates, playing the devoted husband. We sat down to dinner. Carol served the soup. To Lauren's recovery, Ryan toasted with wine I wasn't allowed to have. I watched him take the first spoonful of soup meant for me. His face changed immediately. Not sick, but confused at the sweet taste. Mom, did you put sugar in this? Just extra nutrients for Lauren. He took another spoonful, then another. I pretended to sip mine. Actually, his regular soup I'd switched. Within 20 minutes, Ryan was sweating. I don't feel great. Probably travel fatigue, I suggested sweetly. Within an hour, he was vomiting. Carol was frantic, not understanding why the wrong person was sick. She kept looking at my nearly empty bowl, then at Ryan. We should go to the hospital, I said, already dialing 911. Food poisoning can be serious. At the ER, they found ethylene glycol in Ryan's system. The police, already alerted, arrived with a warrant. They found Carol's supply in her vitamin container, the same one she'd been using for my shakes. Ryan, thinking he was actually poisoned accidentally, turned on his mother immediately. She's been giving Lauren those shakes. Check those, which they did, along with checking the dead plants, the recorded conversations, and the laboratory results I'd been collecting. Both were arrested that night. Carol for attempted murder, Ryan for conspiracy to commit murder.